Welcome back to more metaphysics that science won't be able to prove for the next 100 years. Today we're talking about thoughts being matter. Every thought that you think is not random. Every thought that you think comes from a belief that you have within. So your beliefs are very important. The things that you believe create the perception of life around you. And this isn't just how you perceive things, although it is how you perceive things, but it's also the physical realities that come into your existence. We are a holographic reality. So everything is just made up of tiny little particles, and that's what we perceive through our eyes, and that's what we see as real. However, none of it is more than vibration. And your thoughts as well are a physical vibration, which is very real. It's real matter, and every thought that you have is being transmitted and pulled back into your existence to reflect back to you what you already believe. So the most important thing you do is think about your mind as if it's a garden. So you have all of these flowers, and these are the beautiful thoughts that you have. And then you also have some weeds. And these are the thoughts that you don't desire. So this is talked about in the Bible when there's a story of pruning an olive tree. I believe they prune it and then put the tree back together to create a new tree. So this is what you have to do with your mind. So you have to take your pruning shears and clip out, or I'll erase them, and clip out all of the undesirable thoughts that you have. And this starts in your beliefs as well. So the beliefs that you have, if you believe that you're unlovable, if you believe that no one's ever going to be able to, or you're not going to be able to trust people, if you believe that you have to suffer, if you believe that you have to work really hard, all of those things are your beliefs, and they will continue to manifest in your reality until you change your belief. You are the operant power of your life. You are endowed with the same gifts of God. You are a creator. You are powerful, more powerful than you understand, and more powerful than anything will be able to prove to you is real, like I say, for the next 100 years and probably longer than that. But the more people who start waking up to this, the more others will wake up as well. And that's why the most powerful thing you can do is heal all of your thoughts, change all of your thoughts. If you have a negative thought about someone, stop it. Think positively about people. Stop complaining about people, because the complaining about people will keep them in that image. You're setting them in stone as that thing. Whatever thing you don't desire about them, you're creating more and more of it, and you're really cursing them, and then it also applies to you in your life. Every single thing that you think with backed by emotion, every single thing that you think that's backed by emotion will result in your reality and will come true in your reality. So the beliefs that you hold about other people in your life, if they're not good, then they're going to mirror that back to you as not good. I should have put that as a friend. So whatever you're putting into the mirror is what you're going to see on the other side of the mirror. And thoughts are physical. Your thoughts don't seem physical, but there's so much about science that we don't understand, that we don't have words to create. There's so much that science can't explain. Think of just dark matter alone. Dark matter is not an evil force or evil energy, it's just unknown. That's what the darkness is. That's what the darkness within you is. That's what the darkness outside of you, all of the darkness that you can't see, is actually different forms of light that our eyes can't pick up yet. And just like certain animals can perceive different things, once we evolve, will be able to perceive different things as well that we can't currently perceive, because our brains just don't see things that way, because we haven't evolved ourselves out of this low level of consciousness. And humanity has tried over and over and over again to evolve. And you look at stories of like Atlantis and Egypt, and those were real places that unfortunately were destroyed because they were seeking power instead of seeking love. And we're one of the only planets that is in this low vibratory state, and that's why there's so many people here that are teaching you the same thing. And you might think like, oh yeah, there's so many teachers, but it doesn't matter, because everyone has a different way of speaking, and what's going to land to some with one teacher is going to not land for others. And so that's why there have to be so many people here that are teaching the same things, that are teaching you to raise your vibration, raise your consciousness, and be the example of healing yourself and what that looks like. And for me personally, I don't share a lot of my personal stories, but I've had to go through intense hardships that I know I put myself through as a child. I didn't deserve to be in that, and many of you have had the same thing happen to you, but you put yourself in that before you came here because you knew that it would lead you to grow. You knew that it would lead you back to the truth. And that's why my handle is Raised by Truth, because I wasn't raised in a loving home. I was raised by truth. I had to see through all of the illusions. I had to even learn to understand how I created my childhood. I was living in a sense of fear and terror even as a child, and that was projected back to me. I didn't think my parents loved each other, and that was projected back to me and continues to be projected back to me. And I've healed those parts of myself as much as I can right now, and I continue to heal them because I want to see every part of my life filled with love. And as I've begun to heal those parts, I've seen my parents change. They're nothing like they used to be. And as I change my inner world, my outer world changes. And that's why there's the saying, as above, so below. Above isn't really above, it's outside of you. And what's below is what's within you, because you are the pineal gland. You are the soul which resides in the pineal gland. And everything else is just a projection of what you feel. And you can create hell, or you can create a heaven on earth based on the thoughts that you're thinking and the feelings that you're feeling and the beliefs that you choose to give your energy to. And I'm not saying that this is an easy thing to change, because you've been living your whole life afraid of certain things. And I guarantee you, until you resolve the fear within you, until you resolve the pain within you, until you forgive the people who hurt you and forgive yourself, you'll stay stuck and you'll continue to repeat these patterns over and over and over again. You have to forgive the people that hurt you, not for them necessarily, but for you. But if you can send love to people who hurt you, you can change those people, because every single person was just a child at one point. And if you can see them as that little child and love them as they are and as the pure form of love that they are, you don't have to love the version of them that did that horrible thing to you, whether you went through abuse or neglect or whatever you went through. You don't have to love them, but love the child within them that came here, that's a soul that also deserved to be loved and wasn't loved and was abused and was hurt, because that's how people become abusers, is by being abused. So remember that your thoughts are real. Your thoughts matter more than you think. They're not random. They are everything. The things that you think will come true over and over and over again. And if you can't quiet your mind enough, I would suggest to you to meditate and sit with yourself in stillness for as long as you possibly can, until you can get to a place where your mind stops thinking and you're just in the existence of being, because that is love. That is where real creation happens, and that is where you're really one with God and able to accept all the beauty and the love and the joy that you're meant to experience here, that all of us are meant to experience here. So I hope that this gave you some insight. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.